Christmas came early for some in here today. SPY, we're up almost 0.5%. That's almost $3 and some change on the day from yesterday's close, up in those 687s, almost in that 688 handle range. What's going to be next for us tomorrow? Well, depending on if we get a nice gap up or are we going to open up flat? It looks like future basically flat right now. But if we get a little bit of a gap up, then we'll be in that 688 range. Then we can start focusing on 689.70. Hopefully by week's end, that is going to be the all-time high in here. Hopefully we can breach that and start letting the chart tell us where our next resistance is going to be. And basically, we're focusing on nice whole numbers, anything above all-time highs. Now, to the downside in here, say we open up flat or have a little bit of a gap down, then to the downside in here, we have a big big support down here right around that 677 level. But until then, we're going to keep an eye on that 685 and the 683 level again. Those were two levels that have been areas that have been problems for us in the past few weeks in here. So that's kind of overall what we're looking at here on the weekly chart. 685, 683 to 677 on the downside. To the upside, 689, 70, and then anything above there, nice whole numbers until the chart lets us know something different. Now, as far as our implied volatility, you have basically a raw IV in here of like 7, so not a whole lot of an expected move in here. Basically, short week in here, light volume, very lean. Everything is running really lean in here, but you still run around $1 expected move priced in by tomorrow's expiration. If you go all the way out to Friday, right around $2.50 of an expected move in here. So light IV overall. You have a low expected move. You're sitting on low volume as well on a shortened week on the holidays. A lot of people are on vacation and things like that. We need to take all that into consideration, right? As we're looking at the all-time or the overall markets in here as we're getting near those all-time highs. So kind of take everything in here with a grain of salt for what it is. And also we have a short week coming up next week as well. So depending on what happens between now and Christmas, that's going to give us a good indication of where we're going to end up for the overall week, where this candle is going to close. And then we're going to see where we're going to open up next week. And we're going to see if we can kind of continue this little positive drift that we're getting so far in the past few days, or we're going to have to kind of go back and then hit that 683, 685 range again before we can continue higher. So what we're looking at in here, again, just to reiterate, you got about $1 expected move priced in by tomorrow's expiration, about 2.5 by Friday's expiration. And then you are getting close to those all-time highs. So if we open up in those 688s tomorrow, we're watching the 689.70, and then anything above that, letting the chart dictate. To the downside, 685 and 683, and then eventually 677 if we do get a drastic outlier move in here on some decent volume. So we'll see what happens overall in here. And if not, Merry Christmas to everyone in here that get that nice little Santa Claus rally in here today. Came a couple days early for you. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you're interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.